what just happened?
Well, this is absolutely, yeah, we'll hear up, he fell down.
As you'll find out, I'm kind of the new Mystic Mac, but more on that later. I'm surprised, but also in a way kind of glad that the UFC's Fight Island events were more normal than the UFC's Apex fights in Vegas. It was kind of weird. All in all, this wasn't an incredibly great card. Honestly, I've seen fight nights that were more entertaining than this one. For instance, the Fight Island 3 event where Khabib 2.0 was born. That being said, my sort of lackluster reaction could be explained by a couple of things. Firstly, there were no fans. There were no fans in the arena, which could have had a negative effect for the fighters in the main event. The cheers and the boos, while often annoying, they could have motivated DC perhaps. For Sean O'Malley, perhaps it could have increased his pain tolerance. Who knows? Furthermore, once you hype up a fight so much, the best trilogy in UFC history, the fight to determine the best heavyweight in MMA, you do two things. Firstly, you make people buy the pay-per-view, so you make money. On the other hand, you set up the bar so high that there's practically no way to exceed people's expectations. And the promotion has the same effect on fighters. As you can see at the end, Miocic wasn't beaming with joy, even though he won the title, he won the trilogy. He's now considered the best heavyweight in UFC/MMA. Let's get scientific for a moment, shall we? There's a thing called reward prediction error, which is basically the difference between the perceived reward and the received reward. If the received reward is higher, that is considered a good surprise. That is more likely to lead to positive learning. If the opposite is true, as in the case of UFC 252 in my opinion, and the perceived reward is higher, that is more likely to lead to negative emotions and it prompts the brain to forget what has transpired. If you're curious about this stuff, Professor Andrew Huberman explains this perfectly in his interview with Joe Rogan.
The degree to which something feels really good, or you experienced it as great, could be a great meal or a comedy set from the perspective of the audience, of course, is going to depend on how much dopamine you got before. So if I tell you we're going to go to a restaurant tonight, this is amazing, they got the most amazing steaks, and we get there, there's a higher probability that steak isn't going to taste great to you.
Really?
Absolutely. Reward prediction error means that...
But what if it's really great?
It has to exceed the dopamine that you had en route to that.
You can't bullshit people, that's what you're saying.
You basically can't bullshit people, right.
All that I'm saying is UFC 252 was awesome, but the promotion clearly oversold it. So either this event will go down as the strangest UFC trilogy, or unfortunately it will be forgotten altogether. Because when the main event was over, nobody felt let down, but there was this empty feeling in the air of like, I guess this is it. And the way we feel, the way I feel, is nothing compared to what DC's feeling right now. I mean, he's had an awesome career, but this is not the way he expected to end it. You can understand that something was off when you realize that Stipe didn't do his awesome dance after the fight. If I would give an analogy, it's like hooking up with the prettiest girl in school just to realize that the pursuit was the most exciting part. As you can see from the title, I'm kind of the king of prediction when it comes to MMA. Not really. But my prediction videos did catch a lot of the strangeness of the event. Let's start actually talking about the fights. So Stipe Miocic facing Daniel Cormier for the third and last time in the octagon. If you think we, the fans, spent quite a bit of time thinking about the fight for the past couple of months, you can only imagine how much time these two spent in each other's heads for the past I don't know how long, 24/7. Now, the emptiness that we felt after the event has concluded is nothing compared to what DC is feeling right now. I do not personally think that he's too happy about the fact that he's #2 heavyweight in the whole world. He's just too competitive for that kind of thinking. Can't say much about the event other than it was a really technical, fast-paced, extremely stressful fight. DP did what he had to do. DC tried to employ his wrestling-heavy strategy, but the thing is, Miocic is no grappling dummy. I am surprised though that the small octagon, it looked tiny, but didn't seem to incentivize too much for the fights to go on the ground. So, the title of my prediction video was The Battle of the Eye Pokes, and that was a pretty damn accurate call. I did not, however, think that Stipe was gonna be the one turning the tables on DC and doing most of the poking, but hey, shitty glove design was their fighting style equals, as I said, the Battle of the Eye Pokes. If you personally want to do something about it, and just like myself want to see less of these eye pokes, then go support the work of Gaethje's coach Trevor Whitman and his company ONX, onxsports.com, that is. Go tweet to Dana White, the UFC, and everyone involved with the organization, because I don't know about you, but I don't want to see Cyclops fighting in this sport. That's that about the main event. I'm excited to see Stipe against Ngannou, and if he wins that one, the fight against John Jones sounds like an incredibly awesome way to end your career. Let's now go to the co-main event, Sean O'Malley versus Marlon Chito Vera. In all honesty, I was kinda all in on the sugar train, but I did suspect, as many, that this would be by far the biggest challenge for O'Malley. I mean, that's why my video was titled The End of the Hype Train. A crazy prediction was that O'Malley was gonna win with a triangle choke somewhere around 2, which could have possibly happened if Marlon Vera's ground and pound wasn't as brutal. At the last second of the fight, we did see Sean O'Malley holding the right arm of Chito and with his right arm going for the neck, and that opened up for the shots, which actually knocked him out for half a second. But if he were successful at doing that and taking him to close guard, who knows what would have happened? He might have went for a armbar or a triangle choke, something like that. It was a devastating way to end the fight for Sean, but it could have been one of the greatest upsets in his, at least, history. Winning the fight, injuring himself, or more accurately getting injured by Chito Vera, and then winning by such an awesome submission. I mean, who could imagine a better ending? At least I would have won a bit of money, but that's not important. So the sugar train, sadly, is gonna slow down a bit. If he were to win by a submission, some crazy submission, it would have given huge extra fuel to the hype train. But yeah, I might make a whole other video just about the devastating leg kick, and I don't really see the need to do that because there are doctors and the like on YouTube who have made really detailed analysis of that particular injury. And as time comes, we'll get more and more information, and who knows what injuries O'Malley came to the fight, how injury prone he is, as many seem to think right now. So we'll see. In conclusion, am I the new Mystic Mac? You'll have to wait for the next big UFC event to find out how mystic I really am. Frankly, analyzing the fights afterward might have been more exciting than watching them in real life. Waiting for the fights was definitely, for me, the most exciting part. But yeah, I'm interested to see how you feel about the fights. What are some of your thoughts? Wait, what do other YouTubers say at this point? Oh yeah, go like, comment, share and subscribe. And follow Keto Kubas on Instagram. That's KETOKUBAS. Might learn a few new tips about nutrition as well. Who knows? Alright, peace.